Ellen, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Taylor's brand new vault track, I Can See You, Taylor's version, on the guitar. Here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now first things first, before we jump into anything else, my guitar is tuned down a half step, and I will be teaching the rest of this tutorial with my guitar in that tuning. However, if you're somebody who's like never, messed with the tuning of your guitar and you're really afraid to, I promise you it's so easy to do. I actually have a video right here on the easiest way to tune your guitar down a half step, and it just takes like 30 seconds to do, and then once you do that, you can play this song with the easiest chord shapes ever. So I would really highly recommend that you go ahead and tune your guitar a half step down. However, if you do not want to do that, you could still play this song with these chord shapes and everything. It'll just be a half step higher than Taylor's original song, so you'll have to sing it a little bit higher. After you tune your guitar down a half step, your strings should sound like this. We have E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. And the second thing I wanted to say is I am playing this on an electric today. However, you could totally follow this tutorial through with an acoustic guitar and it would play exactly the same. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into those chords. Alright guys, so after your guitar is tuned down a half step, we only have 6 chords to play through this song. So the first one's going to be our E minor, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner course right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. The next chord shape is our C major. We also have our D major. There's our G major. We have our A7 chord. And last is our A minor chord. And those are the 6 chord shapes you need to know to play this song. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to memorize these chord shapes, as well as practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it will make learning the rest of the song so much easier. And if transitioning between your chords fast enough is something that you're currently struggling with, I would suggest checking out my Practice With Me series, where we go through this skill in real time together. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the strumming patterns. Alright guys, so like I always say, if you are a beginner or someone who struggles with singing and playing guitar at the same time, the first thing I would suggest is starting out with the practice pattern, which is just a single down strum for every chord change. And basically what you want to do is sing through the song and get used to where these chords are going to be transitioning. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. You brush past me in the hallway and you don't think I can see. Alright? So basically you would do that for the entire song and just get really used to where those chord transitions are going to take place. And this is actually something you can do right now if you check out my Patreon page. I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of these more full strumming patterns. Alright guys, so I actually have 4 different strumming patterns I want to show you today, and they're kind of going to be from easiest to hardest, so you can definitely choose any of these strumming patterns to play through the song. But let's go ahead and start with the first one. As you can see, it's just 4 down strums on the quarter notes, and these little X's means you're going to mute the strings. So when you play a chord, instead of just letting it ring out, you're going to play it and then mute the strings immediately. With your right hand, you just kind of slap the strings to stop them from ringing. Alright? And so basically, I only use this strumming pattern at the end of the choruses, where she says, yeah, I can see you. We have the C and the D chord. So as you can see, there's a vertical line in the middle, and that's just going to represent where we're going to split the chords, okay? So on our C chord, we have the first half, down, mute, and then to D, down, mute, Alright, this is basically the only place that I use this pattern. So line before that, it goes, what would you do, baby, if you only knew? So right here we have C, yeah, I can see you. Alright, and it goes super fast. Yeah, I can see you. Alright, so you want to make sure to get that kind of mute in. It definitely lends itself into more of that kind of rhythmic feel that the song originally has. The only place that this strumming pattern is a little bit different is on the very last chorus. You're actually going to play all 4 down strums for your C and your D chord. So we have C is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then D is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because on the last chorus, she kind of like holds it out a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I can see you. Oh, I can see you. All right, so on the last chorus only, I would take out the vertical line, do the full 4 down strums for each of the chords. But basically, that's strumming pattern 1. Again, I only use it at the ends of the choruses. For the rest of the song, I like to use the other strumming pattern. So let's go ahead and look at the second strumming pattern. As you can see, it's just down, down, up, down, up. So the rhythm's gonna sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. All right? And basically you're gonna play this pattern 1 time through for each chord. And the place that I like to use this in the song is for the choruses and also the bridge, but you could use it for the entire song if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and bring up the chorus so I can show you what that looks like. We're going to apply this pattern 1 time through per chord. So on our C chord, we have down, 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 up, to D, down, down, up, to G, to E minor. All right. So in context and without stopping, it sounds like this. 'Cause I can see you waiting down the hall for me, and I can see you up against the wall. I can see you. All right, so you can see there at the very end, I was adding that first strumming pattern in. But this basic down, down, up, pattern you could use throughout the song if you wanted to, but like I said, I like to use it in the chorus. You also can use it in the second half of the bridge. And I could see you be my addiction. You could see me as a secret mission. Hide away and I will stop behaving. All right. So those are the places that I like to use the second strumming pattern. But wait, really quick, is this video helping you so far? If it is, please make sure to give me a thumbs up as well as leave a comment down below to help me reach more people in YouTube's recommendations. It only takes a second, but it makes a huge difference for my channel. So thank you so much, and let's go ahead and get back into it. Moving one step a little bit harder, let's go ahead and move into strumming pattern 3. As you can see, it's just all down strums, so the rhythm's gonna sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. All right, all down strums. If you do notice, I do have some of these down strums underlined, and what that's going to represent is where we're going to accent some of those beats. So when you accent a beat, basically you're just playing it a little bit louder with a little bit of extra force compared to the other down strums around it. And so what that does is it gives a really like kind of driving force to the strumming pattern. So it'll sound more like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? And basically you want to play this pattern 1 time through for each chord, except for the A7 chord, you're going to play it through twice. So let me backtrack a little. I'm talking about the pre-choruses. So this is the part of the song where it's really like building into that chorus. So I would use this strumming pattern here. So again, playing this pattern 1 time through for each chord, we have C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we have D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor to G. And you can tell here another thing I'm doing is I'm adding a palm mute to this. So what I'm doing is just taking my right hand where I have my pick in it, and I'm just laying it close to the bridge of my guitar, and as I strum down, it has a little bit more of a dampened sound instead of a ringing sound, okay? So if you apply that to this pattern with those accents, it sounds like this. We have C, D, E minor, G. What would you do if I went to touch you now? What would you do if they never found us out? What would you do if we never made up? And again, on that last A7 in the pre-chorus, you would repeat this pattern twice. So basically that is the strumming pattern that I like to use throughout all of the pre-choruses in this song to kind of build up that suspense as we move into the chorus. And now let's go ahead and talk about the last strumming pattern that I wanted to show you. This is going to be rhythmically probably the hardest one, but still not too bad. You can actually hear it throughout like the intro of the song really clearly. So let's go ahead and talk about the rhythm. It is going to be in a 16th note rhythm, so it's going to count like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a down, 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 up, 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 down, down. And again, we're going to play this pattern through one time per chord. If you do see, there is another vertical line after the first 3 down strums. This is going to represent, again, where we're going to be changing chords. So for example, let's take the intro. We have E minor to C to D. The way this is going to work is you're going to play your first chord, E minor, for the entire strumming pattern. So we have down, 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 up, down, down, up. Then on our C and our D chord, we're going to split it. So on the C chord, you have your first 3 downs, down, 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 switch to D and finish it out, up, down, down. All right, so all together it sounds like this: E minor, C, basically, I like to use this strumming pattern for all of the intro, outros. I like to do it during the verses as well as those post-choruses. So basically, anytime Taylor's like, like this is the strumming pattern that I like to use there. One other thing is if you want to make it sound more like the original song, I would recommend muting your strings after each down strum in the beginning part. So down, mute, down, mute, down. So you can hear how that has more of a choppy feel like the actual song. I actually find this kind of hard to do while I'm singing, so I tend to just ignore it. But if you are somebody who's just going to be playing the guitar and you like the way that sounds, definitely add in that mute to make it sound a little bit more like the original. So all together with the mute, it sounds like this. Again, that's for all of those times when Taylor is doing the section. So all right. And again, I like to use it for the verses as well. You brush past me in the hallway and you don't know I can see it too. I've been watching you for ages and I spend so that's where I would use that for the verses. But again, if this pattern or the rhythm is a little bit difficult for you, you could totally ignore it and just choose one of the other patterns to play through this song. But basically, those are all the strumming patterns that I came up with that I think sound pretty good with this song. All right, guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really practice these strumming patterns until you get more fluent at them and get them under your belt a little bit. Again, go ahead and choose whichever ones you like, and you can omit the ones that you think are difficult or you don't like. Again, strumming is definitely something that I always suggest people just kind of play what they naturally feel, and that'll be the easiest way for you to sing on top of it. So if none of these patterns fits with the way that you like to hear this song, then I totally encourage you to go ahead and experiment and come up with your own. But once we have the strumming down, we can go ahead and put everything together to play through the song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Past me in the hallway and you don't think I can see it. Want to have fun jamming out to the rest of the song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar feel, but it's just as easy and fun to play, so I'll see you over there.